This is a Chuki beat production.
Alright, so for this hairstyle, I'm going to be starting off on dry, stretched hair, and I'm going to use my comb and part off the horizontal section in the front. And then I'm going to put the rest out of the way and then detangle that section nice and thoroughly. And then I divide that section into smaller sections and split that into 3 equal parts, and then I start braiding. Braiding is very easy. There's 3 sections, a left, a middle, and a right. All you have to do is bring the right over the middle, and then the left over the middle, the right over the middle, left over the middle, right over the middle, left over the middle. Keep repeating that until you get all the way to the end of the braid. So I keep on braiding my whole head and make sure not to make the braids too big and fat because the beads have to fit around the braids. I accidentally made one braid that was way too big and I could only put 2 beads on it, and it was a struggle just putting on those 2 little beads. So yeah, just make sure you don't make the braids too big. And if the braids are sticking out like this, don't worry about it because the beads will weigh the braids down. So to get my hair red, I did not have to dye it. I just used this temporary hair color, which washes out after 1 shampoo. This part has to be done outside because the fumes are kinda unbearable. So I thought that using a shirt would be best, but then I realized it makes much more sense to use gloves. So that's what I did. I just sprayed it all over my hair. Make sure I get it as coated as possible. I only had 1 can because Sally's, that's all they had. That was the last one. So if you can, you might want to have to get 2 cans depending on how much hair you have, but I think 2 cans would be best. But yeah, just spray it all over your hair. Make sure you got all the sections done. Use a mirror to make sure you got everything, didn't miss anything, not 1 single spot, and that's really it. So now it's time to put on the beads. I just used some clear beads and this beading tool that makes it very easy to put on some beads, and some rubber bands. So I put the beads onto the beading tool one by one. I put about 5 or 6 beads on each braid. So I put the very end of my braid through the loop and push the beads up, so the beads are now on my braid. Super freaking simple. Anyways, so I bring 1 bead down and leave a little space of braid on the bottom and curve that up around the bead, and then I use a rubber band to secure it in place.
This is a Chuki beat production.